Chip Chip Grooners, and welcome to my channel. In this vlog I'll be discussing about some pre-race New York City Marathon hacks. Let's get to it.
I want to be a part of it. New York, New York.
Oh yes, New York. As I said, welcome to my channel. My name's Donato, aka the Running Guru, and I'm going to be going through some pre-race New York City Marathon hacks, which helped me in the enjoyment of what, in my opinion, is the greatest race on the planet Earth. Yes, I had such an amazing time listening to that song. I'm coming up in goosebumps just thinking about it. And what spurred me on to do this particular vlog, I've got my New York City Marathon shirt from last year's marathon. I was wearing it today in the office. It's dress down day on a Friday, and I was wearing this and I thought, oh, I was getting all these ideas and thinking, how can I help you guys? Because there's going to be a lot of you who are running this year's New York City Marathon, and you are in for an amazing time. And hopefully with my hacks for you guys, it will help you enjoy it even more and get the best from it, because it's going to be an amazing day. Whatever happens on that day, it's going to be amazing. And for me, it's extra special because for those of you who've been following my vlog for the many months and years on here, and if you are new, then please do hit that subscribe button on there, and that will really make me happy, yeah? And the thumbs up. But yeah, the memories that come back to me, for those who do know, literally weeks before, it was about 4 weeks before the marathon date, I picked up a pretty nasty injury, and I couldn't really walk, and it's like the end of it. But for me, it's never over till the fat lady sings, yeah? So I was determined to get to the start of the New York City Marathon, to the point where even on the day before, when they have the 5K dash that they call, which is great to enter if you're going along there, I didn't enter it because I was injured and I didn't want to hinder anything for the particular race, because I was going there to race the New York City Marathon and put the best effort that I could. And thankfully, yeah, it all worked out. I came in with an amazing time, finished, and it was incredible. The people out there is just incredible. I mean, I could go on and wax lyrical forever and ever, but you want to hear the 5 hacks that I've got, yeah? The 5 hacks that I've got for pre-race New York City Marathon. Let's jump to it, yeah? So yes, I can get a bit carried away with the excitement of the race. So you can tell me it is an amazing race. So without further ado, hack number one for pre-race New York City Marathon is accommodation. It's essential to have your accommodation sorted and decide where you want to be with the race, because as you may know, if you've not checked the race route, it starts at Staten Island and finishes at Central Park. So you know, you need to decide, do you want to have accommodation near the start, so it's convenient to get to the start, or do you want to be near the finish so it's convenient when you finish to be there, or also something where it's convenient to get on the subway system at the finish to get you back to where your residence is. So I'm not going to go through the whole New York subway route and everything and locations of where you can be, but essentially look for accommodation that would suit you in terms of where, looking at the locations of where the start and finish is and where you want to go. For me, I decided to choose a accommodation close towards the finish near Central Park. So it's convenient for me, my family and friends that were staying there. It's easy to get to the race and they could wave and cheer me on and all that kind of stuff. But also when I finished, it was relatively straightforward for me to get back to the apartment and get showered, changed and freshen up and eat as much as I wanted. So yeah, hack number one, get your accommodation sorted as soon as possible, yeah? Okay guys, so you got hack number one, accommodation. Hack number two, yeah? Or is it number 2? Hack number 2 is the Marathon Expo. All I can say is that Expo, it's huge, and for me, I think I got exhausted just walking around the Expo, but I made the mistake of thinking, oh, it's only a few blocks to walk from where my lunch was to get to the Expo. not being from the US, the blocks were pretty long blocks. So my hack for the Expo is get a cab, get an Uber, whatever, get transport, unless your accommodation is close to the Expo, and then you can walk really close. But get a cab, save your legs, you know, especially if you're going on the Saturday, the day before the race. Save your legs, save your energy, and get a cab. So hack number 2 for the Expo, get some transport to the Expo, and I wouldn't recommend walking because it's a long way, yeah? So that was hack number 2. Still with me, guys? Hack number 2, Expo, transport, yeah? So hack number 3 is regarding the night before. What are you going to eat? It will be no surprise to you that virtually, I found out on the Saturday afternoon before a race, that virtually all the Italian restaurants in Manhattan were all booked out, yeah? Everybody was having a pasta party. So my hack number 3 is get your restaurant place. If you want to have pasta, decide which restaurant you're going to and get it booked now. Get it booked now. I don't care how many months in advance it might be. Get that restaurant booked because... thankfully, I had my friend Lawrence with me and he was going through all sorts of lists and eventually we found a restaurant, and again it was a bit of a hike in Manhattan to get to, but we got there and we got our pasta all fed and everything and watered, so thankfully we did find one, but it was quite a distance away from where we were staying. But yeah, hack number 3, get your restaurant the night before booked, so you can have the food that you want, so you're all nourished and energized, ready for the race in the morning. Yeah, got that? Yeah. So hack number 4, you'll get an email in the build up towards the marathon regarding what you want to book in terms of either a poncho, or do you want to book to have your clothing packed and that you can collect your clothing at the finish. You can only choose one or the other. So you need to decide which one you want to go for and decide pretty quickly, because my understanding, whilst I booked for myself, I went for the poncho, yeah, I'd show it to you now, but I gave it as a gift to one of my children as a remembrance of the day. And I'd show you that. It is pretty amazing. It's one of those collector's items, I think. So if you want the poncho, you need to get on to the website and book the poncho that you want. Or if you are going for the transportation, because both of them are limited, you're looking at over 50,000 runners, and they have a limited amount of spaces in terms of ponchos and limited spaces in terms of carrying bags and so on. So whichever choice you want, get online as soon as you get that email from the NYIR organisers for the marathon and select the option that you want as soon as you can. So that's hack number 4. Decide on whether you want poncho or bag collection, because you can only have one of those. Okay? Okay, last but not least is hack number 5. Hack number 5. Again, this is something where you need to get your choices in pretty quickly, depending on where you're staying with your accommodation. It's transport to get to the start. Obviously, if you're staying in a location near Staten Island, you might be able to sort out your accommodation and get to the start there. But for most people, we're all in Manhattan somewhere. And there's a number of points where you can get transport across to Staten Island. There's the Staten Island ferry option, and there's also a couple of bus options with regards from Central Library and I think from New Jersey as well. So again, whatever choice you're going for, you need to book it so you do get your first choice that you want. So if you want the Staten Island ferry, get online when the email's sent to you and book your Staten Island ferry. Regarding the Central Library bus transfers, there's a certain number of times that they do the bus transfers. So there's early ones and later ones. Again, depending on what time you want to go, depending on your start time as well with the race, because the New York City Marathon does have, depending on what your time you expected to finish, you'll be booked in a particular corral and there's a start time for that corral. So book an appropriate bus to get you there to Staten Island ready for the start. Yeah? So that's hack number 5. Book your transportation to get to the start. And it is included as part of your entry fee, so there is no additional cost. If you've paid the entry fee to get into the New York City Marathon, the transportation is included, but you need to get it booked and confirmed before you get there. Yeah, so that was hack number 5. So there you have it, guys. That's my 5 hacks regarding the pre-race preparation for your New York City Marathon. As I said at the start, I was so excited. I'm tremendously excited for you guys. You're going to be taking part, as I say, in the biggest marathon race, road marathon race in the world, and it is a phenomenal experience, and it's one that I personally will remember it for the rest of my life. I may be lucky enough to take part in another race in the future. I don't know what my plans are. I don't really plan a lot of things, but I may be running it again in the future. I don't know. But all I know is, for you guys who are running this race this year, you're going to have an amazing time. For me, there was over 51,000 runners. There was around 2.5 million spectators. I've never experienced anything like that ever before. I've ran other marathon majors and there isn't anything that gets anywhere near in terms of the experience, the noise, the capacity, the crowds. It is incredible. It's all the way through. It's incredible. You're running through all the 5 boroughs of New York City, and the people come out in their throngs, as I say, in their millions, to cheer us all on. Because each and every one of you taking part in New York City Marathon is a champion, and it will move you. That's one of their quotes from for the actual marathon. It will move you when you get to the start. When I was at the start, as I have a look, I think I'll put a link in terms of my race vlog. It is incredible. I loved every minute of it. Despite at mile 21, if you look at the race vlog, I switched my trusty GoPro off. I was in a fair bit of pain. As I said, I did get an injury about a month before, and it's quite a bad one, and I wasn't able to walk for a number of weeks, and then literally missed a number of long runs. So I wasn't in any absolute fit state to do that, but I still loved it, enjoyed it, and it was an experience I'll remember for the rest of my life, and I hope it's an experience that you will remember for the rest of your life. So if you found this useful, give it a thumbs up. And as I mentioned, if you are new to my channel, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and subscribe to this channel for more ongoing running hacks, infos, tips and races that I'll be doing throughout the coming months, weeks, years. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the time that you take for coming to my channel and watching this. And I love each and every one of you. So wherever you are, whatever you do, keep running and enjoy New York City Marathon!